Good good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's been a minute trying to get all this stuff set up. Everyone had a great Sunday. Been a minute, been up and down. Son been in and out the hospital. So thought I'd decide to jump on for a few this evening. Hope everybody year has started off great. Let me know if you're in the chat. Let me know. Put a one, just say hello. Let me know that you're there. Just giving a few minutes. I ain't trying to be on too long. Hope not. I ain't trying to sound like no pastor neither. But I hope everyone had a great day. We've been having some good weather, some crazy weather. So it was 80 degrees here Wednesday, but now we're going back down to the 40s and 50s. Going back down to the 40s and 50s. That's cool. But I'm glad everybody's coming in. I see some people coming in. As you come in, say hello. I'll put a one in the chat. Let me know. Plus, let me know, can you hear me? Anybody in the chat? Let me know that you can hear me pretty good. My son, he'll be back on soon. Like I said, he been in and out the hospital. So y'all keep him in your prayers and everything. But he's doing good. He right now he's feeding his face, so so yeah, just don't tell him I said that. But he back there feeding his face. Okay, good. Thank you, there, Pam. Hey, tell Peter I said hello and congratulations on what everything that y'all are doing. Woo, y'all go, Pam. While you on here, put all y'all information on your YouTube channel, everything, so they can start checking you out. Make sure you put it. There you go. Make sure you put it all in there, y'all. Y'all go check it out. Go check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. They are doing some great things. They are doing some great. Her and her husband, Peter, they're doing some great things. He got a new book out called Postal. Go check it out. Pam, we got to get y'all back on here so we can talk about this stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, since everybody can hear me, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you all to Rea Talk Conversationz, where a platform has been created to come together and not divide each other. Not divide each other, y'all. We got enough of that going on right now in this crazy world. But we're going to go ahead and jump right on into this. So I won't hold y'all long. So I won't be on here long my own self. So we're going to talk about battlefield, the mind. It's real, y'all. This stuff is real. This stuff is real. Stuff is real. And everybody that's on YouTube, that's coming in on YouTube, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Pamela Carter, thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. But we're going to get right on into this, y'all. Battlefield, the mind is real. This stuff is real. This is a battlefield each and every day. And I'm going to get my son, we're going to talk about sickle cell again, get my son back on here and let him discuss the battle that he have in his mind and stand positive and stand motivated and trying to encourage others to go forward and be the best that they can be. It's a battlefield in this world that we are living in on today. It's a battlefield, y'all. The devil is not playing with us. He's not. If he can get in here, he's gonna get you if he can. What's that they say? The battlefield, the idle mind is the devil workshop. It's a workshop for him, so he can get in and play, and mess around, manipulate, deceive you, and all this other kind of stuff. But we're gonna get into this today, y'all, as we go on. Thank you all for coming in. We live in a time where anxiety is high, depression is rising, and many people are silently battling in their minds. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at, y'all. People are silently battling in their minds. Mental health is not a weakness. It's not a lack of faith. It's not something to ignore. The mind is a battlefield, and the Bible says in Proverbs 23:7, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. As he thinketh, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's gonna come out sooner or later. And it's your first time joining us today. We welcome you all to Rea Talk Conversations. But this mind is a battlefield that evil thoughts can come in, bad thoughts can come in, want to do something to somebody can come in, want to take revenge on someone can come in. All this stuff can come in and it can wreck you. Manipulation can come in and settle in to manipulate you to do things that you normally don't do or try to do. It can come in and deceive you, like people try to deceive you and people try to manipulate you. It's a fight, constantly a fight, y'all. And in 2 Corinthians 10:5, we are told to cast down imaginations and bring every thought into captivity, the obedience of Christ. So we're going to talk on this side of it. But next time we do this about mental health, I'm going to bring some folks in to talk about that. That's what we're planning on doing. So this evening, we're talking about a little bit about mental health, spiritually, emotionally, and practically. A lot of that going on, okay? Y'all welcome to put anything in the comment. Just make sure you keep it clean, not all this messy stuff. But this is what we are trying to do. We're trying to talk about some stuff that's been going on inside of the head, y'all. What's up, Miss Brown? Said cast down vain imaginations. Yes, sir. Yes, we do. We got to cast that stuff down. Even when you start having them crazy thoughts and them bad thoughts, we got to start casting that stuff down. Got to start breaking that stuff before it destroy you or me or anyone else. So yes. So we're gonna get into a little bit. What is mental health? Mental health includes, this is what it includes: emotional well-being. Emotional well-being. That's what it does, y'all. Emotional well-being. I appreciate the comments. Y'all see y'all saying some stuff. I live in the day and moment. It's hard because I try to end that positive, end the day positive. So it takes more than one. Yes, it do. It takes more than one. It takes more than one. We need all the help we can get. Emotional well-being, psychological stability. All this stuff is headed back towards the mind. And this is on the Christian side, as a lot of people say. This is what we do. And then the ability to handle stress. The ability to handle stress. How many of y'all battle with stress? Think about that for a moment. How many of you all battle stress or fight through stress or deal with stress? How many of you all? I mean, for real. I said the mind is the devil playground. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is the devil playground. Give me a second here, y'all. But it's the devil playground, like Ms. Brown said, Justin Brown said. It's the devil playground, y'all. So you have to be very careful with all this stuff. Can you handle the stress? The ability to handle that stress. And Pamela said, um, everyone does at some point in time. Yes, yes, Lord, yes, we do. At some point in time, we all deal with it. We all deal with it, y'all. For real, as they say. So do you have the ability to handle stress? Healthy thought patterns is a key into a lot of stuff, the healthy thought pattern. That's why it's good to have people around you that are strong. And even though they have their moments too, but they're strong, they can speak positive stuff, they can motivate you, they can keep you going in this world. She said, deal with it daily. Also understand others that aren't thinking like you. I overthink that causes extra stress and those I love. Lord, yes. A lot of times, a lot of us deal with that part. Overthinking. A lot of us deal with that. And we have to be careful with that part right there. That's where the healthy thoughts come in at. That's where the healthy people come in at. That's where the positive people come in at. That's what the um, motivators come in at to help you. Because there's a lot of people that's been through this too. A lot of people that's been through it. Self-awareness. Be careful. Be careful. Affecting how we think. Even strong believers struggle. Consider this. Elijah, after calling down fire from heaven, he asked God to take his life. That's in 1 Kings 19:4. Y'all hear that? After calling down fire from heaven, he asked God to take his life. Mm, 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 mm. This stuff is real. David wrote Psalms expressing deep despair and anxiety. Psalms 42. Psalms 42. Job faced grief, trauma, and emotional suffering. Struggle does not cancel your anointing. It doesn't cancel that. We all struggle at some point. Like Tim said, we all go through this sometime. We all do. This is your first time here. We'd like to welcome each and every one of you all for tuning in with me today. My son used to be here with me, but he's like I said, he got out the hospital a few days ago. So, but he's doing good, and we like to thank each and every one of you all. You know, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe. You're on Facebook. Follow us. Follow us. My name is Carl McCall on Facebook. His name is Brandon McCall on Facebook. And we just like to thank each and every one of you all. We thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cannot thank you enough. But yeah, so going on to the next one, the silent battle. Many people suffer in silence because fear of judgment. Christians shouldn't feel this way. We shouldn't. Shouldn't. Pride. Lord have mercy. How many of y'all have been pride? How many people know people like that? Full of pride. Or even if you're like that. Even if you're like that, got a whole bunch of pride in you. Good evening, Miss Yvonne. Thank you. Hey, Miss Colson, my first time. Thank you. We welcome you on Rea Talk Conversationz. Appreciate you there. Thank you so much. But how many people are full of pride? How many people you know full of pride? Pride is a dangerous thing, boy, and it can tear you up somewhere. It can make you think something that you think you are, but you're not. And then when somebody try to tell you the truth, your pride is so strong and so mighty, you don't even want to receive what they're saying. And it could be something to help you, but you don't even want to receive it. That's a whole nother story. We might have to do something on that one day too. Pride, lack of understanding. Ooh, how many times you see this? Not only in the church, but in your own home, in your own life. Lack of understanding. Mm, 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 mm. But Jesus Christ himself experienced deep anguish in Gethsemane, Matthew 26 and 38. 26 and 38. If Jesus felt sorry, why do we think we can't? I'm gonna pause right there for a minute. If he felt the sorrow, why do we think we can't feel it? Why? Why do we think we can't? Some people feel like that. Just because you get saved does not mean you won't feel some stuff. Just because you get saved and start going to church does not mean you won't encounter some stuff. Just because you feel like, oh, well, I don't got this together. I ain't worried about it and all this kind of stuff does not mean you won't go through this stuff. I'm just talking on the Christian side a little bit about it because mental health is running rapidly through the church setting too. Pastors, deacon, deaconess, ushers, choir, praise team. We're all dealing with this stuff, and it's serious too, y'all. It ain't nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. It's nothing. But just to give you a little bit of biblical key points to mental health wellness, renew your mind. I'm talking about renew your mind. Romans 12:2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be transformed. That's why it's vital to hang around certain people that are positive. Yes, they go through. Yes, they deal with stuff. Yes, they face a lot of stuff that we may not know about, but they're positive. Even the strong people, even the strongest people have weak moments themselves. Even the strongest people have weak moments themselves. But be transformed by the renewing of your mind, renewing of my mind. That's why sometimes it's good to read stuff daily. It's good to read stuff daily. Yes, yes. Romans 12:2. It's good to read stuff daily to keep your mind focused. And you watch the news, we see much of all this mess that's going on in the news right now. Careful with that. Because if you're not strong enough to watch stuff like that, it will sooner or later it's gonna consume you to your mind is just all over the place. So be careful with that. Be very careful with that. But renew your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. Your thoughts can shape your reality. You ever thought about something and it shaped the way you want to go, or had you going this way when you should have went that way? Things can do that. The devil can get in there and play with that and have you going in a direction that you shouldn't even be going in, only to destroy you. Only to destroy you. Replace negative self-talk with scripture if you're that type of person. I know everybody don't believe in God. I understand that. So you don't believe in God, replace your negative thoughts with some positive books. See, I'm not the one that sit here and tell you, well, you should believe in them. Because that's a choice. You can't make people believe whatever. You can't make people believe in God. You can't make people believe that 2 + 2 is 4 if they don't believe that. It's up to them. It's a choice. Everything that we are dealing with and going through, and it's a choice. It's a choice. You have a choice to believe in, or you have a choice not to believe in. It's a choice. Sometimes we waste so much time trying to make somebody believe, and then you don't want nobody trying to make you believe certain things. And I'm not talking against saying we shouldn't believe in God. I'm not even saying that. So don't hear what I'm not saying. But replace that negative self-talk with scripture. You don't believe in God, replace it with some motivational books. I'm just saying. Speak truth daily. You can lie daily if you want to. Guard your heart. But let me go back to the speak truth daily, though. Speak truth daily. Truth hurt. It hurts. You don't get mad at a lie. You get mad at truth. People can lie on you all day long. What that mean? You know it's a lie. But for some reason, when somebody's telling the truth about you or on you, you have a problem with that. We have a problem with it. I'm just saying. Guard your heart. Proverbs 4:23. Guard your heart, for everything flows from it. Don't be so gullible. And please don't get in your mind that you think people, just because people go to church and or pastors or whatever, they won't take advantage of your heart. Because some of them will. Not all of them. Some of them. Some of them will. And I'm not joking. Some of them will. They will play with your heart like it's a string. Relationships, people come in and play on your heart. And they will use the Bible to play on it. I'm just being real with it. But guard your heart, for everything flows from it. That's Proverbs 4:23. 4:23. Be careful what you consume. Be careful. Here's the big one: social media. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitch. It's so many out there. It's a lot of good stuff on these social media, and it's a lot of bad stuff on these social media pages. YouTube, all this stuff. Be careful what you consume, because sooner or later it will consume you. If you watching a whole bunch of negative stuff, whole bunch of negative stuff, whole bunch of negative stuff, cussing and all this kind of stuff, if you continue to watch so much of it, it'll consume you to the point there, if you're not careful, you'll start doing this stuff. Careful what your ears listen to, what your eyes see, and then what your mouth may speak out. Careful with that. Social media is one of the strong ones. The news, oh Lord, the news got so much news in it. It's telling you a whole bunch of stuff. And you got to have a discerning spirit about this stuff. If you can't handle the news, don't watch it. Don't watch it. You can't handle it. Negative voices. Negative voices. If you got some negative people in your life, it's time to get rid of them. It's time to separate yourself from them. If they're negative like that, it's time to separate yourself from them, even if it's family. Because sometimes the most negative person or people that's around you is your family or somebody close to you. If somebody come around you all the time talking that negative talk, it's best to just separate yourself from them. Careful of those negative voices. Toxic environments. That goes right along with that. Toxic environment. Watch out for them toxic people. Watch out for them people always bringing their stuff and dumping it on you. Then they going by their business. Now here you are. You wondering why you up 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning, can't sleep because all that toxic stuff they don't place inside your mind. See, all that stuff right there contributed to mental health. Toxic. It's toxic. If you're around in that environment, it's time to get out of that environment. Time to let that stuff go. It's time to move on. You love them, you just love them from a distance. Community and accountability. Isolation magnifies anxiety. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. 2 or better than 1. 2 or better than 1. 2 or better than 1. You need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to talk to. And I got some people I talk to keep my mind level and balanced. Because dealing with people can be crazy at times. Dealing with folks, y'all know what I'm talking about. Dealing with folks can be crazy at times, really crazy. Y'all know it because y'all don't even want to deal with your family half the time. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. But two is better than one. Talk to somebody. Talk to some trusted leaders if you have those. I ain't gonna say everybody you can trust, because sometimes you tell people stuff, boy, everybody know about it. Trust to some trusted leaders, counselors. See, a lot of people, a lot of especially people in church, they will tell you, well, all you need is the Bible and stuff like that. Sometimes you need help. You need some help. You need some help from some people that are qualified. Quit thinking that if you go see somebody for some help because you're dealing with some mental things that that ain't right. I don't care what them people say. You need some help. Seek counselors if you have to. Quit worry about what these folks talking about. You the one need the help. A lot of times they laughing at you. And for the Christian folks, find you a Christian therapist. Find them. You got to talk to somebody. It's some if you don't have somebody in your circle that you can talk to that's gonna be honest with you and tell you the truth and ain't gonna sugarcoat this stuff like a lot of people do, then you need to find some new friends and a new circle. You really do. Accountability partners. Somebody's gonna hold you accountable. It's funny how you can hold everybody else accountable, but you don't want nobody to hold you accountable. It's funny to me. You can find out every you can place everybody and find out everybody else's fault except for your own. When somebody come to you and tell you about your problem and what you're doing, and you're not holding your own self accountable, and when they tell you about yourself, then you got a problem with that. Why? But you're trying to hold everybody else accountable. I'm just saying. Because you can have faith and therapy, and they both can coexist. I don't care how much faith you got. You if you going crazy in your mind, you need some help. I don't care how much faith you got. You think that faith just gonna pull it off by itself without talking to someone? Well, I talked to Jesus. Well, yeah, I got you with that. I talked to God. I got you with that. But also, you better go talk to somebody that's gonna keep a level head and keep you in check. Just saying. That's why some of these pastors have a problem. That's why some of these pastors are stressed out. That's why some of these pastors are depressed because they trying to hold everything down themselves and they ain't trying to talk to nobody. And some of them don't want to talk to nobody because they don't want nobody to tell them the truth about themselves. That's a whole nother subject right there. That's a whole nother subject. Mm. Here's something that some people may be going through too. Overcoming. I mean, not overcoming, overworking, increased stress. Rest is not laziness, it's obedience. Overworking, increased stress. You can work yourself so much, you're not getting any rest and be tired, and then you're not going to think right, you're not going to act right, you're not going to talk right. You're going to be if you especially if you ain't had enough sleep, you're gonna act mean toward the kids. And if you're married, you're gonna act mean towards your wife or husband, and it's gonna be all out of whack. And especially if you're in leadership at the church, you're gonna be mean as a hornet, overworking. And that don't only include your job. You can overwork yourself in the church. Oh, and I know people don't like it. They don't like it when you say certain stuff towards the church or towards pastors. I know that I get that because I get it all the time when I be posting stuff. But that's fine because a lot of people think the church is exempt. The church is not exempt. You know, I'm gonna give you some real. I'm gonna give you some real. Man, I'm gonna get some real pastors on here that are my friends that keep it 100. That would keep it 100. No sugarcoat. None of that stuff. Matter of fact, I was talking to my brother last night. I'm glad we talked because he gave me some good advice last night. My brother Michael Gateway, Minister Michael Gateway, we was talking last night, and he gave me some good advice last night. Good advice. I'm glad to hear from him too. We ain't talked in a while because I know he drives trucks and his work schedule, my work schedule. But he said, "Little bro," he said, I got to make some time, so me and you can sit down and talk." Yeah. And I have people in my life that keep me balanced. A matter of fact, I just got off the phone with my other brother, Lee, that keeps it, he keeps it 100. He keeps it 100. He have told me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. He sounded just like our oldest brother, Jimmy, um, that passed away. He said, "I'm gonna tell you this truth. I ain't gonna play with you. I ain't gonna lie to you about it. I'm gonna tell you this truth, whether you like it or not. And if you don't speak to me no more, I don't even care. As long as I get this truth off me onto you, it's truth." And that's a lot of times we don't like that kind of stuff. We don't like it. We don't. So we know we got to start setting up some mental health strategies to get by the day. For you Christian folk, daily prayer and journaling. You can write stuff down. Write stuff down. Sit around and look at the sky sometime. Look at the creation that's going on. Me, myself, to help keep my mind, like when I'm at work and I'm working, because I detail, what keeps me leveled out is that I listen to jazz music, because jazz music is mellow. It mellows you out. It's just music, just playing. And I just work. And I just think, and even what I'm dealing with, I just work and I let that mellow me out, and I be calm. And I don't hang around all that negative stuff. That's why a lot of times if Brandon was here with me, we would say that's why we don't have all this negative stuff and all this drama stuff on here. I don't. It's enough that going on other social media pages, other podcast platform. That's what you do. That's what you do. I'm not knocking nobody. We just don't do it because it's enough of that going on right now. I guarantee you, if I really want to get a lot of stuff jumping, all I got to do is start cussing, start talking negative, start talking about a whole bunch of people, start telling you a whole bunch of secrets that's going on in people's lives that I may know. That's all I got to do. That ain't what I want to do though, because you know what? That's a lot of work and that's a lot of mental stuff. So I listen to jazz music. I don't know what you all listen to. You put it in the comments you want to, what you listen to. Exercise. Exercise that can take a lot of stress off. Benefit too, for health wise. But it do relieve stress. That you see a lot of guys that go in the gym, lift weights, walk on the treadmill. Sometimes they just go to the gym because it's a different scenery. They can be around other guys, and sometimes you got women in there that's working out. They come in and talk and just laugh, and sometimes that takes a lot of the stress off them. A lot of them take the stress out on the weights, and they get it out of them for a better life for them. Then by the time they get home, they all mellowed out. Here's a good one right here. A balanced diet. Y'all do know a lot of stuff in this food now. I'm gonna leave it alone for right now. Some of this stuff in the food. Some of this stuff in the food. Pam said that's my go-to. Yeah. I got to get back in it myself, Pam. There's just so much going on. But balanced diet. If you consuming too much sugar, that caffeine and all that sweetener and all that kind of stuff, it get your heart pumping and it messes with your mind at the same time. I tell you what, if you don't believe, you ain't got to believe me. Like you ain't got to believe me. Go read some of this stuff for yourself. Just don't be surprised about the stuff that you see and you read. Go read it. But a balanced diet is a good thing, y'all. It's a good thing. Professional counseling, if you need it. Don't worry about what these folks saying. Don't worry about what these people saying about you. That's your life. You try to make yourself better. And all pastors, some of y'all need that too. Some of y'all pastors. I didn't mean to say all pastors. Some of y'all pastors need it too. And some pastors are not no good counselor because they're gonna tell you what they think and what you should do. And the crazy part about it, they'll tell you what you should, what they think and what you should do. They don't even do it in their own home. That's a whole nother side, y'all. Setting boundaries. Set some boundaries for yourself. Set some goals for yourself. It's a good thought process and help you out mentally. And remember this: seeking help is strength. It's not weakness. Seeking help is strength. It's not weakness. Stop listening to these folks that always say stuff that's, oh, you just weak. Oh, you just weak. Stop listening to them folks. I'm not weak if I seek help. I'm seeking help to strengthen me. Just like some people say, well, I don't cry. I don't cry. Well, that's why you got so much stuff built up inside you. Crying is a form of getting that pain and that sadness out. When them tears come out, you releasing that mess. Then you have the tears of joy and you have the tears of that pain. Crying helps. That's why a lot of men is in a situation mentally because they don't want to release that pain that's inside of them. So they keep it all built up inside of them, and so they have something to be a victim all the time. No, I'm gonna cry. If I gotta cry, I'm crying. I don't care what nobody say. You can say what you want to about me. You say I'm weak and all this kind of stuff. I don't even care. I'm gonna cry and get that pain out of me. That's why I can go to sleep at night. Because whatever I'm dealing with, I get that out of me. I used to have a short fuse back in the day. My fuse used to be like that. Nah, I just be like, whatever. Because when I lay down and I say my prayers before I go to sleep, unless I'm just, I mess around and fall asleep laying down. But when I say my prayers and I lay down and go to sleep, that's why I plan on doing going to sleep. I ain't planning on worrying about what you said about me. Let them talk. Long as you don't respond, that talk will die down. It's when you respond what keeps that talk going. Let that mess go. Everything does not require a response from somebody. I don't know why we think everything require a response. It don't. It doesn't. I think we do it because we want to. You say something negative toward me, I ain't got to respond to that. For what? It's just gonna keep it going. So it's no need of me responding. No need of me responding. Healing is a great, great thing. Healing. Don't y'all want to be healed? I know I do. If I'm hurting, I want to be healed. Some of the hardest pain that we would ever endure is losing a loved one, especially if you lose a child. Yeah, we hurt for our mom and daddy, but if you lose a child, well, that's some pain, especially a mother, because a mother carried that child for 9 months. So she was already bonded with the child from the umbilical cord. So she already bonded with the child. Then the child come out, have a life and stuff like that, and something tragic happened, and the child died. That boy, I watched my mama bury my brother, my sister. My mom buried my brother, which her oldest son, and my sister, which my sister on my mama's side, my sister was her only daughter. It was me and my brother. It was two boys and a girl. And I watched my mama endure that, which that's a hurt that you can't even imagine. If you never lost a child, you can't even imagine that pain. I don't care how old they are. You cannot imagine that pain. And I know some people that's in here that lost a child. I lost a daughter at birth, but you can't imagine the pain that the mother go through. And if the child was here for a certain period of time, you can't imagine what the mother and the father go through. You can't imagine that pain. And then people have the audacity to say, well, it's time for you to get over that. You can't tell me when I can get over grief. Boy, get somewhere and sit down. But I can heal in the process. Even though I'm still gonna have my grieving moments, I can heal in the process though. So I could be a help to somebody else that may be dealing with that themselves. So healing is vital in our walk on this earth. Honesty. Stop pushing people off just because they're telling you the truth about a lot of stuff. Stop pushing them people off. Be honest and let them be honest with you. Support. That's why my son, we're gonna talk about sickle cell again one day. We're gonna talk about sickle cell and what he deal with up here. He got a group called the Smooth Family, and they support. I mean, they own it. They are on it because dealing with that right there, that chronic disease, even though I have the trait, but dealing with that disease itself is mentally challenging. Smiling through the pain, smiling through the hurt. So you need a good support group around you, just like we do. Even if we don't have any type of disease or chronic disease or any mental health, um, I mean health issues or even mental health stuff, but health issues, even dealing with that, you need a good support team. You really do. Safe conversations. You need people that you can talk to that ain't worried. You ain't got to worry about them telling you your business. A lot of people tell your business. Yeah, and social media is bad for that. It's bad for that, man. I'm telling you. People tell their business to someone, then the next thing you know, it's on Facebook. Or somebody dealing with something, they putting all their business on Facebook, then turn around and say, stay out my business. But you put your business on Facebook. And the one thing I do not like that sometimes the loved ones find out that their child or their loved one died, and they find out on Facebook. The police hadn't even came to the house, or somebody hadn't even contacted them yet, or the hospital hadn't contact them yet and let them know their loved one passed away. But they find out on Facebook. I know someone like that right now. They find out their son passed away on Facebook. Man, you can't even let the family find it. You can't even give the family peace. Social media. That's what I'm saying. Social media. Social media. You gotta be careful of that. And sometimes we cannot cast out what needs counseling. You always hear some, man, you cast that out. So sometimes to cast it out, you got to go get some help. You cannot rebuke what needs healing. You can't rebuke that. If something needs healing, you can't rebuke that. Lord, what's going on? Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. See your daughter growing up too. She gonna mess around and be tall as you. So you cannot rebuke what needs to be healed or you need healing. You can't rebuke that. You gotta heal. You gotta heal. You gotta get some help. And we cannot shame what needs compassion. You cannot. So just to give you a little before I get out of here, give you a little encouragement. You know, your mind matters. to yourself and to God. It matters. It do. Isaiah 26:26 and 3, you will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you. You would keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you. Just give me a little bit of the Christian side of the mental health struggles and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna get some people on that talks about mental health. We're trying to get that lined up now. Yeah, that's a sad situation, Miss Yvonne. It is. It's sad how people find out their loved one has passed away on social media. It's sad. It is so sad. So yeah, life's been really hard lately. I love your compassion. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I just want to give y'all a little bit of encouragement, talk to someone. Get this stuff out of you. If you're battling anxiety, depression, overthinking, trauma, get that stuff out of you. Suicidal thoughts. Lord, I got to get Titus back on here. Let Titus talk about that. At some point in life, in some people's lives, we have had those thoughts. I even had them before growing up. That's why it's so vital to have certain people in your life. Please talk to someone, reach out, get help. Yes, God can heal, get help though. But he also uses people, professionals, and the processes of getting help and healing of all this stuff. Savon said, I've seen it too many times. Yeah, me too. Me too. Miss Yvonne, I don't seen it too many times. Too many times. But soon as somebody put their loved one up on social media, they ready to cuss folks out, they ready to jump on folks, they ready to do everything they can to them, but they don't have no problem putting somebody else loved one on social media. But that's a lot of that's just that's a lot. That's a lot, y'all. For real, for real. That's a lot. But before I get out here, I just want to share this with you. I was sharing with the Sunday school class this morning and also a couple of weeks ago. A lot of times we complain about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. We complain about a lot of stuff. And this ain't for nobody who don't believe in Jesus and God. This ain't for you. This is not for you. This is for the folks that do. We complain about a lot of stuff. But when Mary had Jesus, she had to watch her son get talked about. She watched her son get spit on. She watched her son get beaten. And every time they pulled, I forgot the name of that like a whip they used, but it had hooks on the end. Every time they pulled it back, it tore off the flesh off his skin, off his body, tore the flesh off. Well, you can see inside of him. His mother watched that. They beat him so bad that he was unrecognizable. He like just a blob of just flesh that most people hide and don't go on social media. Yeah. They beat him so bad, he was so unrecognizable. You couldn't even recognize who he was. But they beat him so bad to where she had to watch that. She watched that. She watched her son endure that. She watched her son get talked about. She watched her son get spit on. She watched her son get his name dragged through the mud. She watched her son get beaten. She watched her son stand there and be accused of all the lies from priests because of what he was preaching and what he was teaching. She watched her son endure that. She watched her son stand before Pilate, and they wanted to let Barabbas go and crucify an innocent man who didn't do nothing to them but come spread the word. She watched all that and couldn't do nothing to save her child. How many of y'all can take that? Especially from your son. How many of y'all can watch your son go through all that? And not only did she watch that happen, she watched him carry his cross to be crucified on, nailed to the cross, feet, no anesthesia, pain. He felt every hit. When they put the crown of thorns on his head, if you touch the thorns from the research, the thorns probably about that long, like a little longer or maybe a little shorter. But it was so sharp, you touch me, it'll cut you. They put that on his head, hit it, knocked it down on his head. He carried that cross. A mother is watching her son go through all that. But we complain about all this other stuff. Watch her son hang up on a cross. But we complain about if somebody just say one little simple thing about us, we crying. And I get it because we're human, we're parents. I get it. What somebody say one little simple thing about your child, you have a fit. But she couldn't say nothing. She couldn't do nothing. She watched her son endure all that. She watched her son hang there. She watched her son say, "It is finished," and hung his head and died. She watched all that. Could you even watch a quarter of that, of your son? And before she had any more kids, Jesus was the only son. Could you watch your son bear that type of punishment? And we cry about all this other simple stuff. But he did it for us. Thank you. He did that for us. How many of just think about this? Think about this for a moment. How many of you can watch your son endure stuff like that? You don't even want your child to stump their toe. That's something to think about. He endured all that for you and me. Something to think about. So the next time you get ready to complain about something that don't make no sense, think about that for a moment. Before you get ready to respond to some stuff that you know is a lie, think about that for a moment. When he stood there, this is for y'all Christian folk. When he stood there, Pilate asked me, "Oh, you the king of the Jews?" No response. And they were saying all this stuff to him. He didn't respond. Oh, they talking about me. Say my foot bigger, my right foot bigger than my left foot. Okay. Okay. I hear you. But just think about that for a moment. Mary watched her son endure all that pain, hurt, beat, spit, whipping him on the way to the Calvary with the cross. And he did it for you and me. You ain't got to believe me. Now, I ain't asked you to believe me. Go read it. Go read it for yourself. Go in Isaiah 53. Start reading that. Something to think about. But we complain about all this other little stuff that makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. But we complain about it. Sometimes it feels like the nails coming down on you. Got to try our best to take deep breaths and lift ourselves up. Yep, we got to do it. We got to do it. That right there makes a lot of sense. Sometimes it feels like the nails are coming down on you. Sometimes it feels like that. Sometimes it feels like that. Lord have mercy. Sometimes it feel like that. But we got to try our best, like Laura said. Take a deep breath and lift ourselves up. Yeah. Let me get back in the groove of this. What we got to do. Psalms 23, Psalms 91, verse 1. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope this helps someone today. And just expressing a little bit about the mental health. Go talk to somebody. Please get some help. Please get some help. Please get some help. Lord have mercy, get some help. Talk to someone. Get this stuff off you. Get some stuff off you. A lot of times the only time we care. It's just like my shirt. My shirt said, it doesn't matter to you until it affects you. That's a lot of time. That's when we care about stuff, when it start affecting us. That's when we care. When it's happened to other people, a lot of times we don't even pay no attention. But when it affects us or someone we love or our loved one or our kids, now we're ready to say some stuff. So hopefully we'll be back next week. I know a lot of things going on. And the reason I pushed the time back to 6:30 today, because I had this Black History event too. I try to show support um, in special events and stuff, especially like down to the Holler Center. Holler Center help kids and stuff. Uh, trying to motivate the kids. Trying to motivate the kids, y'all. Since I've been down today, and this help. Thank you, Carl. We appreciate it. That's all. I'm just trying to help folks, y'all. I don't know everything. I ain't the best at this right here, like a lot of folks are. I just give my little point of view and go on by my business. So pray for this little talk help, you know. But prayerfully we'll be back next week. Spread the word and start putting the flyers back up. And like I said, it's been a while because Brandon was sick and he was in and out the hospital. He would get out this, like let's say he got out this week, and then next day, he's going back the following week. That's sickle cell though. And we're gonna talk about sickle cell and how he deal with it. Hopefully, we can get some more sickle cell warriors on here. But I got to get in contact with the people in Wadesboro, Anson County, where I live and stuff, and get with those folks and see how many people um, have sickle cell, they child have sickle cell or whatever, so we can try to come together and sit down and talk. So, everyone, I thank you all for tuning in. If it's your first time here, Real Talk Conversation, we appreciate each and every one of you all. I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with me for a while. I appreciate, love each and every one of you all. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate my family on here. Y'all are my family. Thank you so much. And we'll see y'all next week, hopefully.